Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles
1.5. Let's talk about CC2's newest release, Demon Slayer 2, the full truth of this game and my thoughts on it. I want to do a deep dive into this game and give the most important parts just so we have a clear understanding of what this game really is, starting with... Okay, so CC2 does what they do best all the time with their games. Very well. Visual, soundtrack, animation, cinematography, it's all consistent throughout the entire game. It had me on the edge of my seat, eyes glued to the screen all the time. It's beautiful. The minigames are nice, dazzling, in between each chapter to get you intrigued, but you start to notice like the issues with the game at a certain point after the flashy animations, and you start to see all the negatives behind that screen. And you start to realize you just got scammed for like $70. I'm not even lying. My first issue with this game is the AI difficulty. You get fed a face full of just by the opening prologue of the game. Daki's the first demon you fight, and she gets straight to spamming all her abilities, using super armor, hitting you your combos, and you gotta go up against another demon in the next chapter, extra 17. But why when I go back into my S-rank fights, she gets even easier, like the game's putting me on easy mode for no reason. That goes for every single hard battle in this game. It's like Sega has a built-in nerf button to every battle in the story if a player doesn't get an S-rank the first try. It breaks the immersion. It feels like you're being pampered in handheld throughout the entire game. I can't see how they put this into a game and thought it would be enjoyable. A small nitpick I also have is these memory fragments throughout the entire game that you have to pick up. It's more like you pick them up here first and it's fun to watch and just enjoy, but then after a certain point, by like the second or third chapter, you end up just skimming it and just grabbing the rest for completion. You don't even really want to pay attention to it much anymore. Another large issue that I'm having with this game is the story's pacing. It feels like a lot of parts of the game were cut out just to make it for spare time, especially during certain cutscenes with voice acting. It's like they took those same voice lines and put it in the CapCut and cut it in half to just to spare some extra time for themselves. You really get to feel these cutting corners during certain scenes during like chapter 2, Yocho vs. Tanjiro. He has him on the floor, playing with him, making fun of his entire existence. And you really feel like you're finna get the iconic scene where he snaps his fingers, but you get this instead.
This human body of yours!
And it makes me mad we didn't even get that. We get moved on to the next scene like nothing even happened. You know how bad I wanted to reach through the screen myself and snap the stick of fingers just so I could get the immersion back? And they start cutting corners again towards the end of this chapter at the very end of the fight where they cut the heads off and you're, on the ground with Tanjiro, and you get that massive explosion to, at the very end with Tengen. They skip that too and go to a black screen. But in the anime, what actually captures the immersion is you're seeing a giant explosion that could probably kill all the main characters that's supposed to lock you in. They skipped that, and I don't know why. This game's missing a lot of soul when it comes to cutscenes in the story, especially with the other part with Tokito versus the Upper Moon Demon, how he's sprawling in the tree looking down at him because it's a one-sided fight. They're missing that too. They're missing the parts of the anime where it gives you that immersion, you're really locked in and feeling everything that's happening. It feels so like hollow in a way. Now personally, I don't know if this has to do with who's now running it. I think it's Sega running this one instead of the other ones for the past Demon Slayer games, or it just be a time constraint in general. But they're really missing a lot of money shots that should be put in this game for a reason when they're not being put in at all. Some of my last few issues when it comes to this story mode is these quick time events. These fucking suck. Hands down, too simple, too basic, and you get nothing for getting a perfect score. Absolutely nothing. But like in past Naruto games, with a perfect score, you get a special cutscene at the end of the game or your fight. But for this, you literally get nothing. It feels useless, like it shouldn't even be in the game. It feels like it was more added just to give it that feel of a story mode you're pressing the controller. Literally, for one of the missions, quick time events, all you're doing is pressing forward on the D-pad 2 times and that's it. And you get still nothing for it. It feels pointless, like it should be taken out. Another thing is these, in the last passage section of the game, you get to fight these copy and paste basic ass models of demons. And I know it was pointless to make all these different models just for these small little cutscene area or little battle area, but I really feel like it could have been taken better care of and not get these Barney colored purple ass demons instead. And then during the cutscene when they're facing down to the Infinity Castle when they're trying to escape, you can't even really get a good grasp or the emotion of the scene because you're looking at these purple Barney colored ass demons in your face. It just takes the immersion out of the scene entirely for me. I know this video sounds like nothing but bashing on this game, but I want to make this very clear how I feel about anime games as a whole, not just this one, that putting better care into these anime games with these very strong IPs should be more than just their IPs. It feels like there's a point where there's no longer a care, especially with these small little details, just to make the game a little bit better. Especially, like, a big example is with the training art with Obanai. How that could have been a really easy quick time event portion of the game that I actually wanted to see if they just would have put more care into it. They could have made that into something actually creative, given more time, you know? That's that portion of the game. But what about the other portions, like... Now, both of these portions are pretty much the exact same thing, copy and pasted, but they look a little different. Both training paths are just ways to get rewards for the Hashira. It feels like a very big waste of time. It's in a wasteful way. It's really just there for them to have more more experience on their accounts, and for them to be like, oh look, people are playing your game, people love it, when it's really not. It's really just a wasteful way to just get stickers. Now, I did get a bug in the Demon Slayer paths where they make you go into like the sections of the story from the first game, and I got estimates for all of them. But when I came back to get footage for this video, and I did pretty bad just to get just anything, I came out and all my missions from the first one, which was a B, all of them were Bs. So I had to go back in, change them into S ranks again, just for it to mess up again when I came back out and did another portion of the game. I don't know if that's for everybody or was it just me, but if it's a whole software thing with this game, that should get fixed pretty soon. Versus mode is pretty much just nothing but playing people in your house, and that's it. And I have no friends or siblings, so I don't even use it. So that just leaves the meat of this game, which everybody's here for, and that's... I bought this game with a purpose. I wanted to buy it just to see what they were going to do with this netcode, and they did it again. They pissed me off. It hasn't even gotten any better. I have played this game for at least 100 hours. About 50 of that has been on the main online matches, and they keep doing it. It doesn't even feel good. I have not had a single game that hasn't been like lagging yet. The first time I actually had a non-lagging game was my first game ever when I first bought it. After that, it's been straight lag. Netcodes are still terrible to this day, and I don't know why they still know how to fix it. You see the same circular 3 characters over and over again. The Love Hosh, I don't know their names. The one with the girl with the pink hair, Stone Dude, and a variant of Tanjiro. Those 3 are everywhere, and I know for good reason. Their moves are so broken on these laggy ass connections. They get to just teleport and get a lot of reach for barely anything. A lot of damage or a lot of reach, and you can't even defend yourself against it because you're either lagging and you're stuck in an animation when you've already pressed a block button or a dodge, or you're literally getting hit for a support that yours don't work but theirs work for whatever reason. Every time that I even won a match, I would press the rematch button, and then I don't know if this is when the other player disconnects after a loss or it's just the game itself, but there is a wait time after you press rematch that you will have to sit through for 30 seconds and then for not to press anything. I don't know if that's the person or just how the game is built, but that's so annoying to happen. You play a match, you're ready for the next one, and if one of them disconnects during that, or they just don't press anything, you have to wait there for 20 seconds. And then on top of that, you have to wait for this character achievement level to go up. That's also annoying to look at. That should not even be placed in the middle of a online. You're trying to play matches fast repetitively. Why? It feels like I'm being stopped in my tracks to look at a bar go up. That should be put after you leave online match and go to like the regular menu, not in the middle of you trying to cycle matches for rank. This whole netcode and online matchmaking issue is so bad. This game is not worth $60. It's really not. Only reason why I would tell you to buy this game now is that you have beaten the curve, because the first game was an actual waste. If you bought Demon Slayer 1, you wasted money. I would say buy this one now, because this is probably going to be the last Demon Slayer game, plus the DLC is going to be attached to this one. So this is for like a final purchase. You like the IP, you want to support Demon Slayer, go ahead and buy it. But as a standalone game, if this was just something that you just wanted to play and you actually care about, you know, online matches, you actually want to actually have a good experience online, do not buy this game. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna be faced with a lot of laggy, spammy ass people that you can't even ignore. It's just gonna be in the game forever. And that really does suck, because I am an anime avid fan of this show as well. I enjoy anime a lot, and I know the anime spacing of gaming is not the best, and this is not helping its case at all. This is really just fueling the fire of why anime games are just more like shitty bucket dumps for these people to just get money off of people's attraction to the show and then to leave it for dead or have it be poorly made in the beginning. It's something has to shake, and I don't know what it is, because this IP thing especially has been so massive for CC2 for too long, and it's not like that's the only thing. Well, it really kind of is, because people buy these games to play online versus other people. They don't play just for the story. This isn't a story-driven game. You play for online, and online still has its biggest issue. Why would I want to buy this? And that sucks, because I enjoy these kind of games. I want to get into competitive scenes of these games, you know, like tournaments, play with my friends, just have a higher ranking just to know I'm like that, and I can't get like that because I'm lagging every single game I play. It's disheartening. And I know someone better than me that's on, like, you know, like a content creator that plays games like this, like, you know, like Globku or Steve Doja, who actually play these games and are good at them, and be like, oh well, you guys got to get better at the game to beat the lag curve. But it shouldn't have to be like that. I shouldn't have to forcibly overcome a obstacle that hasn't been set by me. It's their game. It should be fixed on their side of things. I know I'm not the best. I'm not probably going to be one of the best for a long time, but that still shouldn't be an issue that every person on every level has to deal with. That's all I have to say on this topic. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and share. Actually, scratch it. Just subscribe and like, and give me a comment what you think. I actually want to know the community's opinions on how these games are being performed. Anime games in general, not just this one, but anime games in a whole. If you made it this far, just let me know what your mind is at. And that's all I got. Thanks for watching.